Oh, Woody, Andy here again. Well, I've told you recently about the fact that I'm now managing a local rock band, but it's a steep learning curve, shall we say. Let's put it that way. And you learn lots of new things and you find out lots of new things. There are lots of exciting times and lots of frustrating times, lots of things that you quite like to talk about. But as with life, especially with things on the internet, and we can all think and have probably seen examples of people saying things that they feel, and why not? But maybe they shouldn't be saying them quite then. I was in this position when I worked, I'm in a slightly different position now. I never ever mentioned what I used to do for work. I might have sort of skirted around it a little bit, but so many people didn't know. I think the vast majority of people had no idea what I did, and even those that guessed usually got it wrong. And I've mentioned since that I used to work on the railway and did for sort of 35 years or so. One of the reasons I didn't talk about it is because you never know who's watching, and you don't want to say something that you may well feel frustrations that you feel, the anger that sort of builds up in anybody who's in the workplace. I suppose we all have those frustrations, and you say something inappropriate, someone hears it, and before you know it, and we all can think of examples, as I said, of people who've been sacked or not taken on, not employed in the first place because of things that they put up, status updates on Facebook, or things they put on Twitter, things that they've said in blogs or vlogs or whatever, or videos that they've made, etc. Inappropriate photographs even. So I'm learning lots of things here and sort of finding all those frustrations and the way that things work. 30 years ago or 25 years ago, I used to play drums in a local rock band myself. Different town, but once again, it's the same sort of thing. Trying to play gigs in London, trying to do the same sort of thing, maybe trying to get signed to a record label, making your own music, producing your own vinyl 45 singles as they were, and that they travelling to gigs in vans and all that type of stuff. Most of that sort of thing is still pretty much the same now. The vans are still around. They're still as old. They still don't work that great. It still costs a lot of money to get here and there, petrol, etc. But other things have changed. Obviously, the music business has changed. I wouldn't say beyond recognition, but it's changed a hell of a lot. The digital age has come along and obviously changed so much with Napster and MP3s and downloadable tunes and all that type of thing. But also the fact that you can download them now, and as I mentioned, Napster, the fact that free music, and we've always seen the way that people are giving away music, as the band that I manage do as well to an extent, although their music is available on iTunes and Amazon as well. Just search for Arivmia. But the music business has changed. It's consolidated now. You sort of basically got four major record companies who own just about everything else, even those little independent labels. And you think, oh, that's an independent label, and I'll buy their music. But no, I prefer to buy that, and I totally understand that point of view. You then have a look, and it's a subsidiary of Sony, Columbia, or whatever it might be, Universal Music or something. Yes, there are independent labels out there, but the music world has changed a lot. It isn't so easy to get signed. And I even read something the other day that said if you actually signed to a major label, should we say that the Universals, the CBSs, or the Sony, Columbia, it could actually be a bad career move because of the way that it works. It's now, one album, if it doesn't succeed, you dropped or whatever. The X Factor, American Idol age, where it's all just singers and the whole thing's changed, etc. So I've found lots of frustration, lots of things, and was thinking about this the other day, and was talking to somebody about this, and I thought, I know what I could do. I could love to make videos about certain aspects, but you don't want to cut your nose off to spite your face. Rather than say things, I thought, I know what I could do. So I've started writing down. Found a little notebook, and I started thinking, I've got sort of several pages of bits and pieces. Now, what I'm going to do with these, I don't know, but I thought it would be a good idea. Could become the Confessions of a Failed Rock Band Manager or something like that. Putting all these things down, I suspect what I will do is I will make videos, private videos, as I've done before, and I know lots of other people do, just to keep these things there, because you know what it's like. You'll look back on these things in time, years to come, and who knows where this might lead. World domination comes along, and you might want to publish your memoirs or something. I haven't got a clue. I might be able to use it if all this falls apart around our ears at whatever time that may be. Maybe I can then put it out there, if only for sort of memories of myself, but also to show other people and to tell other people what actually happens. because I think most people are surprised. I obviously had an inkling, I had a pretty good idea, having been around that some time ago. I know how some things work, and you talk to other local musicians, as I know a few, and you hear about these things. But in some ways it's worse than others. The people that you come across, some work so much better than others, some are so much more well organised than others. And as I said, I don't want to name names now, even the good ones, because I think this is sort of balance it all out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start making my own little videos for myself, probably just as a record, just to keep the thoughts there, because there's quite a lot in there, and I thought about going back and having the whole story. Maybe I'll do it. People self-publish things nowadays as well, don't they? And maybe it can be a series of vlogs, maybe it could be a blog, or some sort of self-published thing that you can put up on Amazon or whatever. Who knows? Who knows when that might happen as well? As I said, I'm going to keep writing those things in there. The amusing things, the frustrating things, the really good things, the good things that are, it's worthwhile doing these type of things, because there's far more good. It certainly outweighs the bad, I think, all the frustrating. But those things rise to the surface, and as I said, all the amusing things as well. Just trying to keep a record, because it's the same with anything in life, isn't it? You think of something after the event and you look back and you can't remember exactly what happened. So I'm keeping little things, keeping set lists and little things like that, tickets or wristbands or whatever, programs of gigs that the band do, because I know what it was like years ago. I didn't do it then, and I wished I had done it. I've got a few little bits and pieces, but there's so much I haven't got. I'm going to have another look for some things, and it's good to have those things. You see that what's the collections that some people have got, and you think, wow, that is amazing. If only I'd done that myself. Yes, we all clear stuff out and we throw things away because of the way that things are, and we haven't got storage space, but it doesn't take much. All you've got to do is write it in this, and now the digital age does have some benefits, might not for the music business, but it has for us here on things like YouTube. We can record our own videos. We don't have to put them up online. We can keep them as private, and there they are. Digital records for that day when maybe you do want to put them up there. Maybe they will get put up in the form that they were created, or maybe in time to come they might be re-recorded and changed and altered or whatever. Who knows? The journey starts here. Well, it started a couple of months ago, shall we say. Who knows where it's going to end? Who knows when you might find out something about it? I'm sure I'll be able to talk about certain aspects, but as I said, as in life, as on Facebook and YouTube and blogs and all that, don't say something that could incriminate yourself. Don't say something that might actually affect your future, the band's future you're managing, your own career, your job, your family, or whatever, because you never know who's watching. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye. But probably not about this topic.